in a second.
Yeah, but don't know for sure.
It's working, so it should show right up. We'll see what the delay is. All right, 1, 2.
All right, here we go.
3, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. I don't know if I missed it. It looks like it's pretty close.
So what? How much?
It's slow on Facebook, but that's okay.
I'm trying to make up. See how far. Oh, it's really close. Twitch is right on.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Twitch? Y'all hear us? Y'all see us?
Twitch.
What's up, Facebook?
We got like a 2 or 3 second delay.
What's up, Zuckerberg?
There's an echo on my voice, huh?
Matt, can you adjust my camera at all, like a little one way?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
There's
like I'm like stuck in the corner over here.
I'm trying to decide where I'm.
I can fix you, Toby.
Well, I'm gonna look on Twitch too. How's everybody doing out there? My God.
Oh man, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Hope you did a lot for the mothers out there.
For the mommies.
I look good on Twitch. It's funny.
I look good.
Twitch, I look great. Facebook.
Hey. Not so much.
How y'all doing, Facebook? How you doing?
So I'll tell y'all a funny story about today. So
okay.
I kind of got a last minute. I didn't really have a great gift for Megan. I had a little something. I was like, probably should have done something better. So I made a little emotional, heart-wrenching video last night. I was up till like 12:30. You pull in pictures, and then my kids had already made like a few videos of like, I love mommy because of this and because of that. And so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna throw it together real quick. It won't take that long. I got it together. Showed it to them today, and so the kids hadn't seen it either. So it's about 6, 7, 8 minutes long, something like that. Just a bunch of pictures. And then halfway through it, my daughter, who's 8 years old, and she's kind of emotional, like she's just that kind of kid.
Right.
She starts I see her kind of tearing up a little bit. I'm like, uh-oh. So she's kind of tearing up, seeing her little brothers grow up, and I'm getting watery-eyed,
Oh, no.
And then, of course, Megan is. She cries at everything. Right. And then Carolina just looks back at us and just starts sobbing. I mean, like, uncontrollable. And once she starts sobbing, she kind of gets choked up like she's going to throw up. So in the middle of this emotional Mother's Day video, my daughter's like, and I'm like, what happened? I don't know. So Megan's like tending to her. Remy starts crying. I'm just like, I just tried to give a good gift. I don't know. And then finally, after like 15 minutes, it calmed down and we watched the rest of the video and we're all good. But I was like, that's unbelievable.
That's really funny. I kind of did similar with my kids. They made a little stuff, with the Zoom meetings with their class. Their teachers had them make some stuff or help them make some stuff. And I put some stuff together. I found a bunch of old pictures and just tried to put them together. But I did not have time to really put the music. But I found a Spotify Mother's Day playlist. I was like, oh, I'll just play that and I'll just click through, with the mouse. I'll send this. But what I didn't do was that we had some videos, so I didn't put them in order. So I started the Spotify playlist, and then it was just movie after movie. So I had to stop this playlist, play the movies, and they're like, okay, then we'll get back. But then I couldn't start it back. And Jess cared a little bit, and the kids kind of laughed, but then all they wanted was snacks. They just kept leaving and going and getting snacks. I was like, it doesn't matter what you do. It just doesn't matter.
Snacks supersede everything.
Okay, we just had somebody sub for 2 months. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my God! Thank you. Oh my God!
Thank you, everybody.
Last week, Texas.
Last week was our best week in tips by a good amount. We got. I think it was because we did the contest.
Yes.
We got that again this week.
Yeah,
we're doing another contest, aren't we?
Yeah, we're gonna do a contest every time. So I'm gonna say this week. Here's what I'd like to say about the tip thing. I want okay, is this weird if I say the 4th best tipper? It's going to be random. The 4th best tipper tonight wins the prize. No, I don't know. I mean, we can do the top tipper again. I don't care.
All right, first tipper and 4th tipper.
If you win this week, you'll get some merch. But also, if you want to, you have to opt in for this one. You can join us next week for the drinking game on screen. I can Skype you in and put you right up here.
Skype
so
you
we
right
can,
in.
we can give that a shot. So
Let's do that. Let's do that.
But some people don't want to be on screen chugging beers.
That's true.
Not everybody's like
I
us.
understand.
Can we hide their identity where they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Thunder. Thunder.
Blurt out face.
Guys, you guys are my favorite band. You got me through a lot. All right.
So we got we have the links and everything for the tips. Can somebody put them in here?
Yes, they're already in there. We'll get them in. There's a lot of options. So if you don't know how to tip through Twitch, there's Cash App options, all kind of stuff. So just check that out. You'll see it. It's in the chat.
Hype train incoming. I still don't know what that means, but we get those hype trains coming
Oh, I
incoming.
love that.
We got. Thank you for the P username that just subscribed or tipped.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just happy that my computer's working. I just restarted, and I don't know if y'all have ever had a Windows computer, but the Windows update will get you. It will get you.
I don't mess with no Windows.
Real bad.
I mean, there's problems with those Apple computers, and I am running a dual setup. Of course, I have an Apple computer right here for my recording computer, but my streaming and Skype computer is a Windows computer, and that thing will update you. And I had a freeze last week on this software, so I thought updating would help. So if we go out, it will be right back. I just have to restart the program.
Yeah,
hangs up.
So
sometimes.
if the program stops, y'all just chill for a second. We'll be right back, but hopefully we'll be okay. And we're excited. We're gonna have boys' night out on tonight.
Oh.
Yes. We ain't got a green room shot, Matt. You're not.
No, they're not on yet.
I see one of them. I see one of them.
Do we got one? Oh,
Yeah.
We do.
Let me see if anybody's in the green room already.
We got the better.
Let's see if we got
better
Connor
one.
in the green room.
That's right.
Let's see. The green room is not got them in it yet.
Oh, you got half
Will.
of Toby and me in there.
Well, hang on a second. Let me fix it before we go live then.
Oh God.
Going to be going live
Let's
here in a
see.
second. Facebook. Some people out there. What are they talking about here?
Let's see.
People talking about signing vinyl for Side Stage, Devin. Wanting to know anything?
Yes, we're supposed to, but the problem is there's this little thing going on called quarantine, and we don't all live together.
What the hell is that?
So here's what would have to happen. I'd have to mail each vinyl to three different states to get signed. So it's probably not going to happen currently, but eventually we'll be able to sign them all. So we have to figure that out. Hey, look who's in the
Somebody's
green room.
in the green room. I see
Oh,
it.
we got Connor in the green room.
Connor!
Hi.
We're not supposed to have audio. You can't pretend like you
He's
can
like
hear
you're
us. yet. We
backstage
just
at
wave
Jimmy
at
Kimmel
him,
or
so-
something, you know?
No, right. He can't hear. He's not supposed to have audio. It's more of an effect that way. All right, we'll be back later. We'll get right through it, and we'll have Connor here. That's a good time.
All right.
All right, that means we're probably ready to go.
I'm
Yeah, I
ready
think
for
so.
the
If this
show.
computer freezes, but it looks like
Ready
we
for
got
that
a
show.
All right, I'm gonna start it
All right,
then.
Matt.
Y'all
hey,
be
how
ready
about
with
this
your
week,
tips.
Matt, why don't you play the old Moog or whatever you're gonna play, and I'll try and sing along with you a little bit this week on the intro.
Let me stop this Gorillaz music here, and I will play. I'll do the show intro, and here we go, everybody. Are you listening?
Woo!
All right.
All right.
I'll play the Wurlitzer here, and you see if you can improvise a Mother's Day song. Here we go.
Yes.
This is going to be good. Don't forget your lyrics, Devin.
I'll try not
All
to.
right, here we go.
This is a special one out there.
Are you listening? It's time for the show. Are you listening? For every mother at home, just taking care of all the kids, and daddy cannot deal with it. So why don't you just go play some golf? Are you listening? We're so thankful for moms. Are you listening?
Yes, we are.
They have so many jobs. The single moms, the working moms, the stay-at-home and twerking moms. Twerking moms. Just put those kids to bed and get drunk. Oh, gotta drink that box wine. Are you listening? Are you goes out to all the twerking moms out there.
Oh, the twerking moms out there. People, they don't get enough respect.
Do
Sure,
not.
the working moms. What about the twerking moms? You know what it takes to twerk? I tried it before. It
I
ain't
know.
easy.
There's a lot of
It
those
is not
twerking
easy.
moms on TikTok. I tell you what.
That was very, very good, guys. Matt is in Seattle.
Okay.
Devin's in Champaign, Illinois. Monticello,
2,000
Illinois.
miles apart somehow.
The musical term for that is rubato. It means there is no tempo
That
at
is
all
true.
because you have the delays and the stuff like that, so it can kind of ring out a chord and you can sing and push and pull a little bit. There's no rhythm to it. It's rubato.
One of my favorite songs is Mr. Rubato. That's like one of my favorite songs
Dr.
of all time.
Dr.
Dr.
Rubato.
Rubato.
Yeah.
All
Y'all have a
right.
good, y'all had a good Mother's Day though. I know we talked a little bit about it before in the pre-show, in the hanging out and stuff like that. We did, yeah. So
Yeah, I mean,
about
not
as good
much-
as you can do.
Yeah, well, the Mother's Day thing's kind of weird because your wife's not your mom, but she's mother
No,
of your
it's true.
kids.
Right.
So it's a weird dynamic. Of course, you're thankful for the mom of your kids, but it's just different. So, but you got to do everything possible though, because you can't get away with not, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and
I mean,
you got to do what you can do. So thank you to everybody, especially who's got us on their TV sets
Yes.
with the family on Mother's Day, on Sunday night. That's my favorite thing is seeing people that actually screencast us to the TV and watch us like a TV show. It makes me embarrassed in a little bit to be broadcasting from my basement like Wayne's World. But on the other hand,
That's pretty cool.
we're doing it.
yeah.
We're doing it. Special family holiday, and here y'all
I
are.
know.
Thank you.
Y'all did such a good job with that song. I wanted to do maybe even a cover song real quick for moms, if I
Ooh.
could. Do y'all care?
I'd love it.
I mean, I don't.
Is it going to be super sentimental?
This is the #1 song about moms that I've ever known, and I changed.
This is going to be some Hallmark crap.
Yeah, no.
It might be a little cheesy, but I just give me a shot.
All
Y'all
right.
hear me all right? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean or what they say. Mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the waiting world? Oh, mother. Father, I'm gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. Father, not about to see your light. But if you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what's like.
Nice. That's a
That's
good
for the
one.
moms out there. My God, the moms.
That's for all the
one of
moms
the
out
best
there.
mother
Happy
songs
It
ever.
Mother's
means
Day.
so much to me. My God, I don't know what I think sometimes. It just is. I mean, whew, I love you, moms. They mean a lot.
A Mother's Day classic.
Exactly. I just wanted to do that for them. So.
Well, that was very thoughtful of you. I loved it.
Oh, speaking of, I guess I can keep my guitar on me. We might
Yeah,
as
let's
well
play it. You want to play another song?
Yeah.
Like a real song? I was gonna say a real song.
I mean, that is a real song.
That's a real song.
Yeah, it is a real song, but yeah, let me play a real one.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Now-
Toby, put your mic just a little farther back so we get a little more of your guitar.
Okay. How's that?
We had a hype train success. I don't know what that meant, but thanks to Bill MTX for a big time tip. Looks like
Right.
1,000
that's,
bits there.
That's Alina.
1,000
That's
bits.
Alina and
Amazing.
Lee. We know those. We
Well,
know
that's
them
really
well
awesome.
from
Who knows?
Texas.
The last time I went out to eat at a restaurant was with them.
That's true. We were in Texas with. That's funny.
It was like late at night at an awesome Mexican restaurant.
24-hour Mexican
Yeah,
restaurant.
it was- and I never have been to a restaurant again. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I might have, my guitar might be a little out of tune. Sorry.
Fix it up.
Yeah, we
Fix
got
it up.
time. Fix it up. So it looks
So
like we
this-
got a pretty good crowd here. I'm gonna check over on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. All
This
right.
song is off of our record Eve. It's called "Is This the Real Life?" And yeah, I stole that from Queen, the title, but it was one of my all-time favorite bands. But this song is super high for me to sing, and so Devin and I, when we do our Songs and Stories tours, we tried to lower the key, but when you lower the key, it changes it dramatically to where I can never get into the chorus. So I don't know, man. So we get, hey, in my dreams, but I don't know it. And it goes, run towards the fantasy of the place. And I just cannot hit it if it's not in the original key. I can't. There is no.
Strange,
you must
it's a
have
strange
perfect
thing
pitch.
anyway.
No, I don't. I have. What's the opposite of perfect pitch? I'm pretty close to that. So, does that sound okay to y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I stay in my dreams, but I don't know what that means. Are you real or am I? You tell yourself to take it slow, but there's only one place to go. We all have a way to get high. I run towards a fantasy, all the places I would rather be. It seems like heaven inside my head. For just a moment I have myself unrestrained and the drinking helps. The burn feels like an old friend returned from the dead. I stay in my dreams, but I don't know what that means. Are you real or am I? You tell yourself to take it slow, but there's only one place to go. We all have a way to get high. I wonder if I'll ever know the person that I love the most, the person I spend my life to protect. Reactions of loved ones so dear, convulsing from the words that they hear. Don't ever let your guard down, leave nothing to neglect. I built this world to escape from yours. You call it trash, I call it pearls. I've got mine, you keep yours. The creativity is more than beggary. I admit it can get the best of me, but at least there I'm free. The blood beneath your skin, the weight of embarrassment from seeing how a person is made. Run from the questions you have, they never answered once when you ask. No, you're the sickness and they are clean. So just pretend you're a dream. Just pretend it's a dream. Just pretend you're a dream.
Nice.
Yeah,
That was great.
That's awesome.
No issues there. No
Good
issues
job.
there.
Might have played it a little fast. I don't know.
Well, that tends to happen.
I mean, it's 2 hours past my bedtime.
It's the emotion.
All right.
We got a $35 tip during the song.
Good Lord.
Can you imagine if you were standing outside of a subway terminal and somebody put a $35 bill right in your guitar case?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. If I saw a $35 bill, I'd lose my mind.
All right. Hey, I think, Toby, didn't you make a cool video for us to show this week?
I did. I made this a while ago because, I do this thing called True Man Experience, and I talk to men who are going through different stuff and different stages, and, it's pretty awesome. You can check that out. But I made this a while ago because it's Mother's Day, and like we were saying, it's your wife, but she's not your mom. But why wouldn't you do things to help her? Like, what are some things that make her excited or feel loved by you? And you know what can happen? If you do that, you might get something in return. Let's play the clip. We can talk about it in a minute, but this is kind of, I don't know if it's educational or not, but maybe something in the lines of that.
Sure,
so it's basically,
Washer, I
before
do
you
it
get
terribly,
married, you know how you,
but you do it lovely.
how you after you get married.
Hey, if you don't mind, can we not watch Monday Night Football tonight? I kind of would like to just sit here with you and watch hope flow.
I think it's at the beginning. You started from the
Hi, I'm
beginning?
home from work. You cleaned the house?
Maybe not.
Hey, you work hard for our
The end of
family,
it.
and I want our house to be
Might wanna
stress-free and
restart it
clean
from the
for you,
beginning.
babe.
Start back over. So close.
So close.
Hold on. You got it. Let me re-roll
That's
that
okay.
one. Here we go.
Uh-oh. It
See how
says
this
how you
works.
get laid before marriage. I don't know how that got there. Wait. But
Hey babe, can you show me how you load the dishwasher? I do it terribly, but you do it love. Hey, if you don't mind, can we not watch Monday Night Football tonight? I kind of would like to just sit here with you and watch hope flow.
Hi, I'm home from work. You clean the house?
Hey, you work hard for our family, and I want our house to be stress-free and clean for you, babe.
all right, there we go.
Nice one.
You got to put that
There
toilet
you
seat
go.
down. I've had real serious conversations about the toilet seat being left up. That like I thought our marriage was on the rocks from stuff like that. Like
That's
the
a-
dishwasher, the
that's an
toilet
interesting-
seat.
That's an interesting thing. Let's talk about that just for a second.
Okay.
Shouldn't it be both parties' responsibility to do one motion, right?
feels-
So shouldn't okay? Let's say it's all the way down, lid and everything. Shouldn't a man picks it up? That's the motion.
Right.
The female puts it down. That's the motion. Is it not a one motion for both parties? Is that wrong?
Well, that's what I tried to explain to my wife while I'm in love with her. She's my wife. She's the mother of my children. I was like,
Of course.
I said, I would never ask you when you're done going to the restroom to lift the seat up. I would. What kind of horrible person would say when you're done going to the
I would.
restroom, lift the seat up? I wouldn't do it. Now,
Right.
and the worst part is, I'm telling you, the answer I always get that makes me think we're in real trouble in the world is I think the women fall in. I think the problem with the toilet is
That
they
is part of
just
the problem.
they are way past it's going to be up. They
Yeah.
in
You've got
their mind,
two choices
They
then.
go in there at night and they fall in the toilet.
Confidently sit on it. So they're either extremely entitled or extremely
It's-
stupid.
I don't.
Sorry.
One or the other.
I'm just kidding. It's Mother's Day. I lift it and put it
Yes.
down one day a year.
I tried to do it now more. I still forget. I mean, it's frustrating.
I
And
understand.
okay, moving on. The next part of the video was the dishwasher. I don't load it the way she does, and I know hers is better, but I cannot think about it that way. And hers is so much. I'm telling you, it's a fit. It looks great. The way she puts the dishes in the dishwasher is amazing. I mean, it is.
Yeah, but she gets so a gift you give her is her getting to correct you on how stupid you are.
It feels that.
So that's a gift. So you just continually be dumb and you do it wrong, and she gets to that's a
That
gift
seems
as well.
true.
Is your stupidity, your inability to learn is also a gift you can give her because good, it makes her feel good to be able to explain it to you.
I was thinking what I would start doing, like if I go into the bathroom, the toilet seat's down, I'll just pee everywhere and act like the toilet seat caused it to get on the mirror, on the ceiling. It bounced off. I was like, and I'll start, the damn toilet seat's down. Why's the damn toilet seat down? My son of a. And then I get mine, at least get mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could you please, when you get done, lift the toilet seat? That's not, it is not that hard. We're not doing good on Mother's Day, are
no,
we?
we're not really
Not
scoring
doing
points.
good.
I think we're in trouble.
Good
Sorry,
Lord,
bro.
my video,
We appreciate
my video
it.
is supposed to be for moms.
The
It's talking about
moms.
getting laid. I didn't even
Mom's
mean that.
amazing. I know.
How did that font get on there? Good God.
Toby and me's a bad guy. Devin's a good guy. Devin, can you fix this? We've kind of put ourselves
Save
in a
us,
hole
Devin.
here on Mother's Day. I've
Okay,
been
all
looking
right.
at you
Well,
to save
forget
us.
the toilet seat conversation. Let's move on
Let's move
to
on past that.
a real heart wrencher. So I was going to play another song just because I was trying to do some we haven't done in a while, but I'm going to play this one because it's Mother's Day. This song's called Safe. It's about my mom, how special she was, how much she sacrificed for me and the rest of our family, and mostly me because I was the golden child in our family. But yeah, no, it was great. She was great. And I wanted to write this song about her, she passed away a few years ago. And however cliche it is, really on days like today, I do think about my mom a little bit more than I even normally would. Like today, I would have talked to her on the phone. I would have, probably said a real long cool thing about her on Facebook or something. Not that matters, but those are things that just happen. And so today you just kind of think about her a little more often. So I'm going to play this song called Safe. Can y'all hear it okay? You could always see yourself in me. A brand new way to live vicariously. I wanted to show you the world through my eyes, but you had to let me go, just let me go so I could live my life. We used to look at the stars and dream of the days we would find something more. Somewhere along the way, the smile left your face as your eyes fell. It changed everything. We used to look at the stars and dream of the days we would find something more. Somewhere along the way, the smile left your face as your eyes fell. The light that once shines slowly dim. I wandered from the path that you chose for me. I felt your hands slip away as my eyes opened to see all the beauty and the pleasure, all the things that I had missed. In a moment I was caught up in the world with everything that she offered. We used to look at the stars and dream of the days we would find something more. Somewhere along the way, the smile left your face as your eyes fell. It changed everything. You held me close in your arms. You promised me you'd love me no matter what I would become. It's your grace I feel everywhere, and pushing me into the unknown that I fear. And you played it safe, so the ones you loved could have everything. And you gave yourself when there was nothing left, and even when the sky was falling down, you covered me instead. You gave yourself when there was nothing left. Oh. You could always see yourself in me.
Nice
There
work.
Oh,
we go.
Devin.
Wow, you got people
That's-
crying
now
out
we're in the
there.
Mother's Day group.
I got some crying emojis. That's always good.
I
Thank you.
I wanted to
guys.
pay attention during your song. My wife was texting me because she's in the other room, in all caps. What does a toilet have? Why does a toilet have a lid then? And then You put the seat down to poop! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
She was dead asleep too, right before
She did.
she woke up immediately texting.
Somebody's talking about me. You know, in the night when the phone's close to you, it's just your eyes lit up. No, that song was great. That song was great.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna check the green room again, see who's
Who
in.
else
All
is
right.
it? Is it just Connor still? I mean, not just Connor, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
I
He's
see
another-
Connor Lovat Frazier in the green room. You want to bring him
Yeah,
on?
let's
Y'all ready
do it.
for
might as
him?
well.
Okay, we might be joined by Jeff Davis also really soon, but let me just go ahead and bring Connor on here. Let me find the screen that has Connor and everybody on it. It is right here. See if this works.
Yeah, come on, baby.
Not
Not
quite
there.
yet.
Yeah, there's two of me.
That's supposed to have Connor on it.
Two
Let
of
me get-
me's, two of Toby's.
So many of me.
Hey.
My head's chopped off. Oh no, there we are.
Well, that's crazy. All right.
You can do it, Matt.
Matt, you got this, bro.
All right, but where's Connor?
Well,
Okay.
Moving some stuff around.
yeah, just
I'm
keep
gonna do
moving.
He's supposed
Do a
to.
play-by-play.
This is like one of those puzzles that you have to like slide
Right.
around, those little kids puzzles, you know, until you get the cat head the right way.
Well, I did a sound check earlier and had him on, but now I got to bring him on again. But that's all right. It's a long way from the green room.
I see.
Yep.
It's a long way.
I'm down here with Toby, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's gonna echo, and here we go.
Hey!
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
All
Can
right.
finally speak.
I got a double Devin until Jeff shows up. That's all.
Double Devin. Connor, what's happening,
Connor,
man?
it's good to see you, my
Oh,
friend.
hey guys. What's cooking? Yo.
How long's it been? Can you tell me?
Mm.
Has it been 16 years? Is that right?
It is
15 years?
easily 15, 16 years, man. Unbelievable.
Lord. You look
Yeah.
exactly the same.
I mean, you look great.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Like, not even
You're all-
kidding.
I know. It
You're
makes
all
me feel
very
like bad.
handsome
Like,
as
whatever
well.
y'all are doing up there in Canada,
Yeah,
my
Canada.
God, you look great.
We're just doing it right is how we do it in Canada, my friend.
I believe
That's
that. I
it.
believe-
So,
And
sorry, go ahead,
What?
Toby. I was going to say, so what's been going on with you and Boys Night Out for so long? I mean, yeah, I know you playing some other bands too, right?
Mhm. Yep, absolutely.
Have you guys done much in a long
No,
time?
man. No, we did Black Dogs, released that EP
Yeah.
in, I believe, 2016. But nothing since then. We recorded that album. As soon as that was done being recorded, Jeff moved out across the country. So he
Oh.
finished his guitar tracks, moved. So we didn't do any live shows, nothing like that. And that was it. And that was the last time we were all together in a musical context
Wow.
at all. Like, we still keep in touch. We talk and everything like that, but no musical collaborations or anything like that.
it's
So-
Just buddies.
So I want to talk a little bit about Boys Night Out and what kind of a band they were and what impact they had on the scene. It's different. It's different. Yeah, I think you guys had a really big impact on the scene of the screaming singing. thing. I think you guys were very early to that, and you were doing it in a very aggressive way that I don't think a lot of people were doing. And you know, the way I feel about you guys specifically is it's ahead of your time, almost kind of.
Oh, you're
thing.
sweet.
I think I believe that though. I mean, your band started in 2001, and you were doing extremely poppy vocals that you
Yeah.
do, and extremely. The more I look back on it, because we did this song together this week, I was thinking, man, those. It sounds like, and it almost sounds a little cartoony looking back at it that you're singing so poppy and screaming so heavy. That's the point, was that extreme difference between the two.
Sure, yeah.
And then I think a little while later, you had bands like A Day to Remember and stuff like that really took it to the next level and broke and stuff like that. But I see you guys as the ones that had pioneered those real extremes of the two vocal styles like that. I think that you know, we worked on the song "I Got Punched in the Nose,"
Yeah.
and we'll play that in a second. But that's my takeaway, is that you guys were doing that thing before other people.
I can't take credit for that, because we had bands like Grade, who were doing it long before we did. And I mean, Grade was from the city that we grew up in, and they were doing it like that unbelievably well. And so that was the scene kind of where we grew up, where the whole screaming, singing thing was huge. There were other bands that I loved, old like hardcore bands in the mid-late 90s. A band called Julia was a really great band that were doing this stuff. And it just made sense. The thing was I wasn't comfortable screaming at that time. So I was like, well, I'll just sing badly. And that seems like a good workaround for that. And then when I couldn't sing badly, I would just scream to cover that up. It's like, it's the perfect workaround. But no, I mean, the bands like Grade were definitely doing it long before us, like years and years before us.
It's kind of crazy how many Canadian bands came out like that, though. Like Silverstein, Alexis on Fire. But I mean, I think what Matt's saying, though, y'all were doing it in a way that felt more punk and pop mixed with that really aggressive scream. You know what I mean? Like it really is that really aggressive scream. That was just really cool. I mean,
like you sound like you're throwing up when you
and
scream.
I often threw up and killed my voice at every show because I have no idea how to sing. It is just outside of my realm.
And that's totally the case that like within a very small radius of where you live are some of the coolest bands that are great in our scene. So I would say that's Monine, that's Silverstein, Boys Night Out, Grade. Who did we leave
Billy
out there?
Talent.
Alexis on Fire.
Was out.
Billy Talent.
Yeah, big time.
And that's all from the same town. Like y'all are all local
same
bands
radius,
together, or
certainly,
what?
man. Like all of the bands were probably within an hour or two from each other.
That's
and
crazy.
we all knew each other. Everybody was very friendly with one another. We made sweet love under the Canadian stars, and that's how we did it.
Well, I remember when we did the tour with you guys, and so long ago, and it was just awesome. It was like it was just such an awesome tour. Who else was on that from First to Last?
First to Last was on that.
Gym Class Heroes.
Heroes.
Yeah, that was a crazy tour. And I remember that was right around the time that you guys released Trainwreck, right? Was that?
Yeah, was that just before?
It was
It was
before
just,
Trainwreck.
just before Trainwreck. And I remember we became really close friends with you guys. I became a big fan. And then you guys released Trainwreck, which was different. And it was it was like, to me, it was huge. And like to our band, we would just play that record all the time. We just thought it was
we loved
just an amazing record, like musically.
I remember the first time I heard it. We had been drinking. What was that festival in is it New Jersey near the Stone Pony?
It was
what was that festival?
Asbury Park.
Yeah, that's
Asbury Park.
Bamboozle.
Bamboozle Fest. Yeah.
Bamboozle,
We all played that, and I remember we went over to y'all's van, and y'all were like, "Hey, we got our new record." Yeah. Y'all were being all humble and stuff. And I remember I was wasted, and I was sitting in the back of your van, and I thought I was gonna like tear up, and I was like, "This is unbelievable."
Yeah.
And here's I will say this: you guys could have written a more similar record to the one before, but you wrote Trainwreck, and it was just so great, and I felt in some ways similar. After that, we put out our record, I'm Only a Man, and we tried to push some boundaries or something, and I might even give you guys credit for that. Y'all might be one of the bands.
Toby.
That I'm being serious. That like made us think. Wait a minute, we don't have to make the same record. There are bands that make the same record over and over, and that kind of works for a lot of bands. I could name several bands right now that I don't know. What song number 6? It could have been on any single album they ever did. That's not the case with Trainwreck, and Devin's not joking. That album we all loved. I mean, we listened to it a ton. I mean, it was just great. But was that like the beginning of the end?
Basically, I was like, "Well, what do we do now?" Because people were mad enough at Trainwreck, right? Like we got a lot of pushback when Trainwreck came out. It's like, where did all the screaming go? What happened? You guys sold out, which is a hilarious concept to me because we clearly were just making that cash. But we were always just writing. And Trainwreck was just something that came out. It was an idea that Jeff had to do this story, and he had written a short story and a poem that was in a book called Revolution on Canvas that had a bunch of poems and short stories from artists in the scene. And we took the idea from that and expanded it. And I wrote, the lyrics along with Jeff to this thing. And it was just something that kind of came out. It was just this whole separate entity. Because if you listen to the self-titled album, that goes back to a much poppier element. And then that was the end. But yeah, it was a crazy time, man.
It
was so much
caught
fun.
off guard when you really, because the thing is, you're trying to create something that feels right to you. You have to like it, and so y'all liked it, and we loved it. I still remember that night. I was like, man, they really did it. Oh my God. I thought y'all were going to the next level. I was like, well, damn it, we're gonna be way bigger than ever we could ever be, and all this stuff. And I just, because the music was so good. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand that scene at that time could only receive certain things. Like even with our album, I'm Only a Man. I feel like I wish in some ways, the only regret I have about I'm Only a Man is I wish maybe we'd have built more of a bridge to get us to that album. And maybe the same with you guys. Maybe if you could have had an interim album that got them to Trainwreck, then they would have just loved it. You know what I mean? Right. I think that happened with Weezer. I mean, Weezer put out Pinkerton and everybody's like, what? Where's Buddy Holly? What is wrong with you? What is this sing? You know, but now everybody looks back on it as, oh my gosh, they're phenomenal. Without that record, Weezer isn't near as respected or good.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Trainwreck's one of my favorite albums of the whole scene for sure.
Thanks,
and it probably is very close to my favorite recording of the whole scene. I know it was done by Machine.
Yeah.
And the way that recording tracks and listens to is perfect today. And if anybody hasn't listened to that or slept on that record, you got to go listen to Boys Night Out Trainwreck. It is
Machine.
all the way dialed.
I really wanted.
It holds up.
I really wanted to do Medicating this week.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought was going to happen.
But it was cool because we thought, hey, you know what? Let's collaborate on a high energy, something really fun. Not that that wasn't, but just a different kind of old school feel. And so. We got to do that as well. Are we going to show that next, Matt?
Yes, I thought Punched in the Face was better.
Cool.
I went out on a walk. Here's how I picked the song. Last Sunday night after we got done with Norma Jean, with Corey was on here, I went out for a walk and I said, okay, I'm going to learn this Medicating song, make sure it's the right one. And then the one after that on Spotify was Punched in the Face, and it rolled after I was out on a walk at night.
Wow.
And the energy was so high on it, and I noticed that thing where it was so poppy and so guttural screaming back and forth. And I thought, man, if we're going back 15 and 20 years later to listen to this music, let's go for the extreme thing and see if we can use keyboards and Skype screens and recording into iPhones and see if we can make a version of that and capture the energy without the big PA systems and the big giant amps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we did a good job at that. So that was kind of the challenge that I was looking at. And Connor's voice was recorded over the iPhone.
Yeah, sounds great.
And the drums were recorded over the iPhone.
It was horrifying to do.
Why was that horrifying,
well,
Connor?
See, there was very little discussion. It was just basically Devin and I had spoken, and he had dropped Medicating as a possibility. And then I had spoken to you, Matt, and saying, well, maybe we'll do this as like a kind of piano thing. And I'm just waiting to hear it. And it never occurred to me to say, like, hey, that song was written when I was 22, 23 years old, and where I'm over 40 now. And when we were playing it live in our set, it was dropped down a couple keys because it's so out of my range. So when you sent me what you sent me, I'm like, well, I'm just singing it. I'm just going to belt it out. My daughter was losing her mind in the other room because she does not like Boys Night Out at all. And it's like, why are you yelling? What do you do? And you can probably even hear where like I killed my voice trying to do that because it's so hard to do. It's so difficult, but it was fun. Like I can't thank you guys enough for
amazing. It sounds
too
great.
funny, man.
Yeah,
thanks, Toby.
It turned out good. We'll go ahead and roll it here. These drums are recorded on the iPhone. Connor's vocals are over the iPhone. There's a synth track, a piano track, and this screaming, some clapping. There's nothing else on it, and it turned out great. So we'll roll it here, and then we'll talk about it.
Crazy.
clubs through the cities I never got to visit. Promise don't let me miss it. Promise don't let me miss it. Drag my clubs through the cities I never got to visit. Promise don't let me miss it. I promise. You and me, you know that we were always funny in a car crash sort of way. Watch me bruise and bleed for you. I always knew that
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
That's funny.
That is
Yeah,
great.
so you guys crushed that.
Hey, man.
Yes.
So did you, dude. That song was so fun to do this way. Like this is one of my favorite ones that we've done several of these now, like with May and Norma Jeans and stuff. And this one was so far my favorite. It was just the song turned out great.
That May track was so good. That was phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. It's been the real kicker on these. That's really fun is that they're very small. I think of them as real productions where you try to get everything right.
Yep.
But there's only 3 tracks of music, and you have to commit and do it and use the synth and the piano.
Yep.
There's no guitar. There's no bass on any of these. And then I did a couple on drum machine, and then Dave has this toy kit in his kid's basement, and he's recorded with the iPhone. And I think there's an effect going on where we listen on iPhones and AirPods so much that our brains have learned to psychoacoustically compensate and hear it differently. Like for our generation, we had to hear the giant MPEG bass cab through a PA and the subs rumbling. But since people are tuned in to the smaller thing, there's different things to get out of it, different ways to arrange it where you can still kind of feel the energy. And that's what I think these little versions of this, to me, they're little but energetic.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the kind of the fun boundary. Like when you go all the way back 15 years ago, it was, can you be poppy and heavy and loud and soft? And now I'm thinking, can you be energetic and still fit in the AirPods and on the little screen and stuff? And that's kind of the challenge, but it's fun. And I can't thank you enough for people like you being willing to. If you also, the thing that's changed a ton is back in the day to do a collaboration of a real recording with other people would have included all these managers and agents and lawyers and all. Remember all that
I
stuff?
do remember it.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah.
And today you just say, hey, you want to do a song? And they say, yeah, you do it. So people like you that will do this, yes, it's the best. It's the best. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you guys, man. Like it was unbelievably fun. And it's because it seems like this past week is just me venturing out of my comfort zone and being willing to,
indeed.
Because I mean, even something like this, like being on video is incredibly uncomfortable for me at the best of times. Like I'm a huge introvert, so it's just like this is wild. And then doing a song like that in that way is way out of my comfort zone. But why not? You know, why wouldn't I do it though? Really,
That's awesome. Yeah, it was fun.
there's no reason to not do it.
Right.
Like, and also, where's Jeff?
That's all right. You know how it is. You're the front man. You show up. You get business
Yep.
done. The other guys
That's
can
right.
come and go. But you have the responsibility. You're the
Yep.
one that's to sing. You're the one that has to show
Yeah,
up.
they load
That's
the
something
van.
I've always appreciated about front men. Like I can disappear. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I have the option to disappear. It'll be fine. But you don't. And the Toby and Devin.
I
don't.
wanted to talk about how funny it was that you chose that song, and then when you guys just dropped the last single, "Make Yourself Sick," which was the name of the album that was on, and that tell me more about that. Like, why make yourself sick? How did that come about? Because it's so interesting to me.
Well, you can bring me on, Matt, if you want. I'm going to be doing the damn news here in a minute. But
I hit Toby because he's about to do he already did his costume change.
That's
for the
okay.
Damn news.
well, let's keep it
knows.
going. I might go
Everybody
ahead.
knows.
Let me go ahead and get my.
Well, do you want me to run the news intro?
Yeah, go ahead, because I got some questions for Connor, maybe.
Oh, you're going to be on the... Okay, I can pull Connor on the news screen. Here we go.
The damn news
Don't wear a suit.
with Toby Morell.
Okay,
All right.
Toby, you're on screen. I'll pull Connor up if you want to interview him on live
Well, hold
news.
on. Check this out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pull up Connor.
Oh.
Oh,
I
shit.
can do it.
You got... I love it.
Well, Connor, that song.
That'll
there we
work.
go. Oh, wow. It's
Oh
not
my,
best,
look
but
at you.
I'm trying here.
Moving
Let's
and
see.
shaking.
All right, Connor, you're on the damn news. This is
All right.
This is the most. I mean, I know you're in Canada, but y'all might even appreciate this news actually because it's that good. Now, I do 5 questions, but I wrote 7 questions. But
Wait,
I'll
are you going to
your-
answer Connor's
Yeah, I'll
question?
answer
Okay,
his
sorry.
question first. So make yourself sick. I was not thinking about you guys, but maybe I was in the back of my mind. That song is about how I got unbelievably sick on the way to record our first album. And
wow.
and the idea behind it is that maybe, some of the things sometimes you don't even realize you're self-sabotaging yourself or doing something or what it might be. Or if I'm sick, then I can blame that for my bad vocals or something. You know what I mean?
Man.
Those thoughts,
Preach,
like
brother.
if you have something in your back of your pocket where you're like, oh yeah, but remember this was happening, whatever. Like that's the way I work. So that's kind of where that song came from for sure.
Oh, amazing.
All right.
Where was the name for y'all, Connor, though? Make yourself sick.
Oh my God. I don't even remember. Probably just being weird and drinking and drugging, as was the style of the time back then. A bunch of us were living together. I can't even remember the genesis of that title, but it was probably something silly that came out and we just ran with. In the same way that video we put out, that Dude, You Need to Stop Dancing. I couldn't tell you exactly why we called the DVD that, but it was just something that we thought was funny, which was only funny to us. Most of what we did was just inside jokes for us. So I'll just say that was the genesis of that.
All right.
That's awesome.
I wanted to ask Jeff these questions too, but here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Normally 5 questions. If we get to 5 and you hate this, we'll stop.
Oh, I won't hate it, man.
If not, there's 2 bonus questions. All right, here we go. 5 questions with Connor. Number 1. In 2007, I asked you guys to name your top 3 Canadian bands ever, and you said Rush, Our Lady Peace, and Silverstein. Is that still true?
That is forever true. Thank you very much.
All right.
I'm
Next
glad you brought
question.
that up.
Number 2, you were quoted as saying your biggest fear with the pandemic is if the syrup reserves run out. How bad has the syrup situation gotten in Canada because of this damned corona?
It's bad, but our old friend Gordy Ball, who used to come on tour with us quite a bit, his father makes a product called Ball Syrup, and he's been basically sustaining the Canadian market.
Wow.
So that's
it's gonna be okay.
I'm no longer afraid.
All right. Okay.
Also,
Question number
man.
3. I've heard rumors that Tim Horton, the Canadian hockey player who started Tim Horton's Coffee and Donuts place in Canada,
Yes, sir.
is basically or was basically the Canadian Subway sandwich Jared of Canada. Is that true?
Well, in a lot of different subtle ways, there were less problems related to, say, what Jared had, his proclivities related to the donut holes that he might be filling.
Okay. Perfect. 100%. All right. Now, y'all have some really cool money. And some of the bills, you can even see through your bills. And you have these cool coins called loonies and toonies. And a loonie, I guess, is $1. A toonie's $2, right? And if I'm not mistaken. And y'all even have, I think, a weekly holiday called Toonie Tuesdays, where you tip strippers at the strip club in only toonies. But how does that work? Like, how do you tip? Where do you?
No, it's just AIM. There's a booth set up at the back.
Okay.
And it's basically like doing a toonie toss at a wedding, where or a coin toss at a wedding where you try and slide it closest
Toonie
to
Tuesdays.
and that's it. You stand in the back.
All right.
Whoop.
Okay, question number 5. The Queen of England is your president?
She runs game. We love Queen Elizabeth. She was going to come on here with me tonight, but she is trash wasted, and my apologies. I couldn't get her.
All right. Are you ready for 2 more questions, or you had enough? 2 more. Okay.
Give me the goal.
You guys are from Canada, but you cannot tell it in your music. I have never heard your accent or at the end of any of your lyrics the word "a." And I have to admit, I think it could have been really cool if it had been "drag my corpse through the cities, A. I never got to visit, A.
That would be good.
Promise, don't let me miss it, A." Wouldn't that have made it better?
Well, why didn't you maybe bring this up before we recorded that?
I know.
And then we could have brought that to fruition.
All right.
Also, sidebar, our accent was always like a weird soft spot. So there was a point where I was consciously trying to hide my accent. And I remember when we would tour with For Dire, I'm not kidding. When we would tour with For Dire Life's Sake, and they would make fun of us for saying like Doler, or however we would pronounce it, and I would basically stare into the mirror and just say, dollar. Dollar. And try and get me. I'm being made fun of by no Americans. And that's true.
We never had any issues with accent at all, no big deal.
I don't hear your accents.
Yeah. All right, last question. When you get pulled over by a cop for speeding and roll down your window, do you have to let the horse lick you, or is there like a horse protocol?
No, it's freeform. Everything is freeform there. And basically the only thing that the citizens were responsible for is cleaning up the horse shit that trails behind. And that's it.
7 questions with Connor. My God.
He rolled
well
with
played,
it.
sir.
That turned out great. All right.
All right, Connor, if you want to hang out a little bit, we will go back to the green room together in a little bit. We'll play a drinking game before that if you want to grab a beer or something like that. Toby's going to do the news, and then Toby's going to do a song?
No, Devin.
I think I am.
Or Devin's got a song. All right, Devin's got a song. Toby's got the news, and then we're going to do a drinking game, and then we'll hang out in the green room a little bit.
Sweet.
Connor, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for your tips and everything. This is great. This has been a great show so far. I see Derek Tenbush is here. He's killing bird. Cheers from him. We've got a bunch of good stuff. Thank you,
Cody
guys.
Finney, I see in the chat as well. Give him props. Cody is Party City. He used to tour with us all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Cody.
Hey, Cody.
And I saw Ryan as well. Hi, Ryan.
Lots of folks.
Well, people that toured with you is the wildest bunch I've ever run across. And we'll cover that. We'll cover
we
that.
We got to talk about Dave Arnold later.
We get plenty of Wally and Pinos and Dave Arnolds and everybody to
100%.
talk about.
All right, but before that, let's get to the damn news. All right. This week, guys, this is kind of a bummer. One of the founding fathers of rock and roll, Little Richard, he died Saturday. He was 87 years old. Can you believe that? The cause of death was bone cancer, which I guess cancer can just be in every damn part of your whole damn body. It's just horrific. But anyway, he was an amazing entertainer and a phenomenal musician with hits like Tutti Frutti and Long Tall Sally. That was in 1956. And then he had Lucille in 1957 and Good Golly Miss Molly in 1958, which is crazy. Just think about all those hits, right? One after the other. Wondering if the people
watching right now really knew him, but he kind of had like a gospel influenced style with explosive vocals, but also kind of like sexually laced delivery. Like he was just, I mean, he was really a predecessor to so many artists. I mean, it really is crazy. But I'm a little embarrassed to say, there are people now that are getting older and older and older, and I'm just as surprised that they're still alive. When I found out they died, I had zero clue that a week ago that they were dead. Right? I mean, a week ago that they were alive. All right, we got Jeff on here now too.
Yeah, man.
He just missed the questions. Damn it. All right, moving on anyway. But I'm surprised that there are so many people that are famous people that are still alive. Like, for example, Angela Lansbury from Murder, She Wrote, 94 years old. Bob Barker, 96 years old. Tony Bennett, 93 years old. Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World is 93 years old. It's insanity, right? So I wanted to play a little bit of a game. If Jeff could turn off his volume just for me.
Jeff, you want to go ahead and mute there?
Just mute for a second, my friend. Mute. Sounds like an elephant. It's doing something horrible to you. I wanted to play a game with y'all. All right. So I wanted to. One of the crazy things to me is rockers are always told they're going to die early. They're doing the drugs. They're partying too hard, too much sex, too much rock and roll, all that stuff. But there are some rock and rollers that are still alive, and I want to play a quick little game with you. Okay. Are y'all in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I'm going to say the name, and I want you to quickly tell me how old you think they are. Let's start with Tina Turner.
27.
Okay.
55.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 68.
78. Bob Dylan.
Ooh.
72.
77 years old.
Wow.
All right. Bruce Springsteen. Anybody know? Matt?
68.
Help me out with this one, Matt.
68's a good guess.
69. Oh, I'm talking about 69. I'm talking 6 to the 9. You know what I mean when I'm saying 69.
All right. Willie Nelson.
100.
85. Neil Young.
90.
72.
Oh,
Stevie Wonder.
He's 100.
What could it be?
I don't know.
Stevie Wonder. Let me check it. I'm going to look it up on Wikipedia. Hang on.
See what it is.
69.
Oh, Stevie!
I'm talking about 69. I'm talking 6 to the 9.
6 to
You
the
know
9.
what I mean when
Can't
I'm
believe it.
saying 69.
Pretty cool.
All right. How about these two? Ozzy Osbourne and Steven Tyler are the same age. What do you
Is
think
it
they are?
69, though?
No. Don't get hung up on. Come on.
Sorry.
70 years old.
Close.
Wow.
I mean, it's
70's
unbelievable.
tight.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I was supposed to have
Septuagenarians, those the guys.
I was supposed to have pictures for every single one. Look at all these pictures that I say. I went on the internet and found all these pictures today of every single one of them. It's just killing right now. Look, this is why it's funny. But Steven Tyler,
Oh,
he
man.
looks exactly like Josh, our keyboard player. Look,
Steven Tyler
wait,
/
is
Rob
that-
Zombie.
I can't say wrong. Is that Josh? My God.
Josh has more gray hair than Steven Tyler's. The only
Yeah, I know.
difference I know about.
I know. Anyway, all right. So how about this though? Okay, last one. I'm just gonna put all these together. All right. So Peter,
They're the same age?
Billy Joel. These are all the same age. Phil Collins, Mick Mars, and Huey Lewis. What age do you think all of those people are?
Any guesses?
Just tell me.
69. I'm talking about 69. I'm talking 6 to the 9. You know what I mean when I'm saying 69.
Huey Lewis knows about some 69.
I mean, it is Mother's Day.
What was Huey
Respect.
Lewis? I used to love Huey. Anyway. All right.
All right.
My next news here is about this young lady. My God, Britney Spears. I thought this is kind of crazy. Music fans of certain pop music divas have been launching social media campaigns to get their favorite singers' less-known albums pushed all the way to the top of the download charts. This is kind of crazy. Sometimes even years after the fact. So Mariah Carey's Lambs drove her her lambs, meaning her fans, drove her 2008 album E = MC Squared to the top of the iTunes albums charts just in late April. So a 2008 album, they're just doing it because I guess they're in quarantine. They're like, oh, let's blow up this album that didn't do as well as her other albums. It happened with Madonna, too, for her Bedtime Stories, 1994. That happened just recently as well. So on May 3rd, Britney Spears fans helped her get her 2016 album Glory to the top of the iTunes albums rankings, which is really cool. Wish Emery fans of I'm Only a Man would maybe try something like that. What if the Emery fans got together and made our record #1 on iTunes? Okay, moving on. Britney thanked them with the video message that said, I have no idea what happened, but because of you, I'm having the best day ever. Now, I lost y'all for a second. Y'all still there?
Yeah, we're here. You're back to Phil Collins on your screen.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
You got it.
Okay. Let me X out of Phil.
There you go.
So she had such a good day that she gave her fans something in return. Her body. She switched the official cover art that appears on the digital album cover to this. It's her wearing next to nothing.
A chain.
Just a chain and coin. She was like, you know what? I'm going to do something for you. And she did it, which I think is pretty cool. And with that being said, I thought, Emery, I'm Only a Man, maybe we could do something for the I'm Only a Man people. We're going to put out something, too, if I can get. I want to make it full screen if I can, but I don't know if I can here. It's not letting me.
There
Sorry.
you go.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Oh, I'm on full screen? All right.
That's so hot.
This is our new I'm Only a Man cover. It's updated. It's fresh. It's raw, and it's real.
It's raw and real.
I think that's look at the and the damn news is just chins.
That is good.
All right. My last news here, and I oh God, I can't even find it now. Let me X out all this. My last news. I'm gonna have to go through some of these because I have so many. It's too much for me.
Hey, we appreciate you doing the work. Each photo that you see there represents a bunch of work that Toby did this week. So that's the kind of thing you're tipping for is the Steven Tyler Josh trade-off Google image download.
I mean, help me pay for my Google. My God, there he is. Okay, I had a picture of him somewhere, but I lost it. I don't know where it is. Okay, look, I didn't even get to use my 69. I even had that.
You had a 69 graphic.
Yeah, that's the saddest 69 I've ever seen. My Lord. Man. Steve Wonder would be upset with me. Okay. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan has a new record coming out. I can't believe it. His first album in 8 years called Rough and Rowdy Ways. It's going to be released on June 19th, and it's cool because it will be a double album, but everything else has kind of been kept a little bit secret. But, as you know, with the damn news, we always get exclusives like no other news. No other news source on earth, for sure. But Bob actually sent us a video of him playing through a few of songs, just little bits and pieces of a few of his new songs. And Matt, I think if you can, could you cue that up and play it for the folks at home?
I got the file you sent, but you're telling me you got the Bob Dylan exclusive for the damn news?
Yes, Bob Dylan played some music for the damn news for Are You Listening? And this is a world exclusive. Bob Dylan playing some of his new songs, just bits and pieces. It's not everything. He's not giving it all away, but he's going to give a little bit. So if you could play that for the folks at home, I sure would appreciate it.
Give it a shot.
Hey everybody, I just want to drop a new song for you. Seven Zuva Gaga Bazuza
His eyes are a little buggy.
Here's my niggas on. Oh, vazio, oh, na, eu, esse é pá. Oh, dessa foda, esse é Here's a sad one for you. Se bagulho, esse é faz, eu na rei. Se um derro, razão, Deus, let me leave you with a nice one. He's a problem life. He'll see Gaga Kuzi for civil life. It's a bullseye.
That's great. What an exclusive to get. I can't believe
Bob
it.
Dylan, guys. That
Bob
is
Dylan,
the
everybody.
damn news.
Okay.
Wow.
It was like a Dr. Seuss character in that one. That was awesome.
Right. Bob Dylan is something. All right. Thank you guys again. I know I had a little bit of technical difficulty, but everything went all right.
That's all right.
My screen went black, and I thought it was over for me, but now I'm off work. Looks like Devin's gonna play a song or something.
I think I'm up next. I'm gonna play a little tune.
All right.
Okay.
This was recommended. Yeah.
Now, hold on 1 second. This is the
All right,
part of
all right.
the stream where my computer is frozen.
Uh-oh.
So it's working currently. So
Yeah.
we just have but two choices, and it is that I restart the program and the stream comes back, and I can switch the screens back to Devin full screen and all that stuff, or we can just finish here with Devin on a part of the little screen and move on. But that's what I got. That's
fine.
the choice
Yeah,
I
okay.
have in front of me.
Just
I
keep
say
it apart.
let Devin do it.
Let him do it as continue without closing out.
And nobody wants to. I mean, I can see Devin in the corner.
Okay,
over
we
there.
can see
I
him,
mean,
we can
I'm
hear him,
in
and
the
then
middle.
after
Only
that,
thing-
we'll reboot the stream and hang out with Jeff and Connor.
Yeah, we'll
Sound
reboot.
good? Do the drinking. Come back for the drinking game.
I love
That sounds good. That
Okay.
sounds good.
All right, so you
All right,
see
I'm a-
Devin. I can't make him full screen because I'm frozen. I knew it would happen. I'm glad we got this far.
It's all right. It's all right. So Toby recommended this song to me to play as a cover this week. So I'm going to give it a shot. It's I Will Follow You Into the Dark. Oh, Death Cab for Cutie.
Nice.
A little different. Love of mine, someday you will die, but I'll be close behind. I'll follow you into the dark. No blinding light or tunnels to gates of white. Just our hands clasped so tight, waiting for the hint of a spark. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the notes on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, I will follow you into the dark. Catholic school, as vicious as Roman rule, I got my knuckles bruised by a lady in black. I held my tongue as she told me, son, fear is the heart of love. So I never went back. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the notes on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, I will follow you into the dark. You and me, we've seen everything to see, from Bangkok to Calgary, and the soles of our shoes, they're all worn down. The time for sleep is now. There's nothing to cry about, 'cause we'll hold each other soon in the blackest of rooms. Heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the notes on their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, I will follow you into the dark. I will follow you into the dark.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice
Devin.
work,
Yeah,
Dev.
that was really good. That was clean. Clean.
That was.
That's
Yes.
the best adjective I could hear. Clean.
Remember when he dated
All right.
Zoe Deschanel, the lead singer?
I don't.
Oh.
Yes, I do actually.
I'd have been married to her.
Yeah, he married to her. He was married to her. Remember? He was hanging
can't-
out with our old tech Trevor.
She
who
couldn't
was
stay
working
married,
for them. And then I met Ben one time. He came into the studio that Brandon from Tooth
That's
and Nail
right.
owned that I was
Yeah.
working at, and Ben came.
I was
Oh, yeah.
there.
You were there. Me and
Yeah.
you were there, and Ben
Yeah.
came. Yeah.
He was
Came
cool. He had
and
a
we showed him the
baseball
studio.
hat on. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
seemed kind of nice. But then, yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Old Ben.
Oh,
then,
our old friend Ben in Death Cab.
old friend.
Do you think he remembers that day?
I
No.
guess so. People remember
No.
stuff.
Eh.
You remember the first concert we went to in Seattle, right? Was Death Cab. They were doing 80s cover night
Mm-hmm.
or something
because
like
it was trying to raise money for 9/11. That's all.
Yeah, it was a 9/11
Oh, yeah, that's right.
fundraiser.
It was 9/11. They were trying to raise money. We were in Seattle walking around, never had been anywhere in the world. Like, hey, there's
I
Death Cab.
almost got mugged that night.
Yeah. you had to fight for your life in Seattle.
I
We were
got
like,
in
Seattle.
the middle of a gang, and then you guys had to come like help me out.
Okay, so-
it was the weirdest gang in Seattle. They all had on pastels and were mean as hell. I thought they were going to, it was terrible.
All right, to move on with the show, I've got to reboot my program. It's called XSplits, the program I'm
All
using. It's
right.
frozen on me 2 weeks in a row, so maybe get an update for that. But overall, I kind of like it. But one thing you see right here is our tip jar. Go ahead and if you want to tip right now, I got our top tipper status.
Ooh.
Our top tipper is
Tell your tips.
Telemacatar
tipper.
3, and it's a $105 tip. I'm going to warn
Good.
you. That's what you're
Yeah.
competing with. And then-
Telemexar's in Emeryland too, so
And then Frozen Cellmate tipped $100. Then there's a $46 tip. And the fourth place is a $35 tip. So that's the ballpark that we're in for tonight. The top two
Okay.
people will get merch. And if anybody in the top four
Top 1 and 4 get merch.
wants to,
One
they can
and-
join us next week for the drinking game, which is the next thing up. But I have to reboot my program. So sit tight. I'm going to
Don't go anywhere. We're going to reboot.
X this
Be right
program out in Windows. I'm going to reboot the thing.
What do the Canadians say when you reboot
40
stuff?
seconds.
We reboot it. Is that how sounds exactly the
I'll
same.
be right back, and what we're going to do is to play our
Reboot
drinking
it.
game, a
Love to
Mother's
say
Day
it fast.
edition. It's a Mother's Day edition of the drinking game, and then we
Reboot
will hang out with Connor and Jeff a little
I
bit more.
like saying
So,
reboot fast. Reboot.
reboot.
Not reboot. Reboot.
Okay, you're going to lose this for a second here. Here we go.
We'll be
Hold
right
on.
back.
I got to use Control-Alt-Delete, believe it or not. Then I go to Task Manager,
oh god.
find the XSplit.